All about how we as African Americans are consistently screwed when it comes to the advertising industry. Well, that includes TikTok. Now, you also know that right now, you got black TikTokers are actually boycotting the app because they say they aren't being sufficiently paid for the dances that they create where other people are making lots of money. Well, one TikToker named Ziggy Tyler literally did a demonstration showing you how black people are getting screwed on TikTok economically. He dropped 2 videos. Watch this.
I'm not going to be overly dramatic. I'm going to cut to the chase because I am not feeling well today. Said I was going to give you more about what was going on yesterday. And I'm very emotional because I lost a friend last night. So here's why I'm frustrated. If I go into the creator marketplace and I put supporting white supremacy and I hit accept, it's okay. And it lets me have my asking rate at $500. White supremacy. But God forbid, let me put Black Lives Matter on there. Watch. It says it's a threat. Boom. Inappropriate content. Can't say that. I cannot say black people. This is my screen recording. And this is why I'm pissed the fuck off. We're tired. We're tired. Okay? Black success. Boom. Inappropriate content. Anything black related is inappropriate content. But black can't say it. Let's take that out of the equation. Supporting white success. The same adjectives I was using to describe us on this app, it's allowed. It's allowed. White voices accepted, $500. Pro-white accepted, $500. But let me say pro-black, a threat. And y'all thought I was gonna stop? Here's the next part. Yeah, I'm fed up. I'm tired. I am a Neil. You can see it. Boom. Accepted. Fine. No issue. Let me delete it. I can say I'm not even gonna say the word out loud because it irks me. Anti, boom, right here. You see it. Accepted. God forbid I type this in. Let me get rid of that. Let me say, word of the day, I'm a black man. What you think it's gonna say? Threat. I'm done.
We tried to get Ziggy Tyler on the show, was unable to do so. But that shows you right there, Bernardo, what's going on here. You're a lawyer. I think TikTok might need to be sued. I mean, he literally shows you in real time how the app works. If you put this in, what immediately comes up. That's crazy.
So TikTok, what you got to say? What's the response? Are you getting that ready for us? Maybe tomorrow? Because obviously this is going viral, and especially now that it's on your show, Roland. Thank you for bringing that up to us and bringing that out to our community for us to know, because I have been getting texts about it as well as notifications about it, but I didn't exactly see the video till now. So good for Ziggy. Good for Ziggy for putting himself out there and actually showing out TikTok for what it is. However, Roland, I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be kind of hard to sue TikTok. Why? Because TikTok is a private organization. It's not I'm sorry, it's not a public organization. So unfortunately, it's much easier when you're dealing with a public organization that is getting some kind of funding or operating in some kind of way from the federal government or the state government, because the United States Constitution applies, right? So when you're talking about a private organization, though, that's receiving their own funding or bringing up their own funding, it is very difficult to sue a private organization for having parameters such as this.
But here's the deal, though. But here's the deal. We've seen racial discrimination lawsuits against other, even publicly traded companies or even private companies. So what he's demonstrating is that even just the use of the word black and showing that if you put white supremacy in, you can get paid, but Black Lives Matter, objectionable content.
What I'm curious to do, and now I'm thinking now a lot, is that what if you can do a lawsuit in terms of TikTok supporting language that can lead to a riot, lead to an uprising. Because when you're talking about using the word of white supremacy, when you're talking about um, speaking about anti-Semitism, can we consider that and argue that TikTok is technically supporting some kind of riot? So does the First Amendment apply to it? Can we tie that, for example, similar to the riot and the overtake and the siege that took place at Washington, D.C. earlier this year? So now I'm like, wait, maybe we have something. We're going to have to be creative about it. Do you think it's going to move in any way quickly? No. What makes companies change quickly is the rise in social media, how we start boycotting it. Unfortunately, the best penalty in a lot of these cases is not even taking it to court, but rather blasting these companies on social media and getting a rise out of the entire community and have them face the backlash.
Kelly.
So, just to piggyback off her point as to whether there can be a lawsuit, I mean, and you know this being a lawyer, and I'm technically a lawyer, but I don't practice. Anything can be a lawsuit, right? But the fact of the matter is, the threshold for hate speech or to prove that something was incited by way of speech, that threshold is pretty high. It's damn near strict scrutiny. So I don't know how viable that case would be if brought to court just by way of, proof that TikTok is allowing the word white instead of black. It would have to be very blatant that they helped incite the riot, right? But to your point about TikTok being racist, well, frankly, all of these social media apps and platforms have some level of racism to it. Like on Facebook, I know that they are going back years to find content from creators that are, on the rise, who are either Black or brown or other people of color, going back years into their profiles just to pull out a word that has absolutely no context to it, but because all of a sudden that word is flagged, now they are not just flagged, but some of the people that I've seen go through this, they go to Facebook jail for 30 days or for 3 months because of something that happened or was commented on 3 years ago. But you see my white counterparts can say whatever they want, and the algorithm, passes them by, similar to what you just saw on the TikTok. I've personally gone through things on Instagram when I was trying to post things last year regarding the election and, bringing awareness to it. Instagram wasn't having it, but I was seeing a lot of conservative stuff getting, slipped through the cracks. So it's not just a TikTok issue. It is a social media platform issue. But TikTokers are very vocal, a lot more vocal about it. I don't know if anybody heard about the black content creator faux boycott a couple weeks ago with Meg Thee Stallion song, and how they just refused to create any content to that song because white people were stealing it. It's because the algorithms are pushing white people to the front on content that black people created. So you'll see the white people's content first, even though the black creator made it first, and they go viral and they get the money from advertisers and the like, and black people, their IP is just gone. So it's a larger issue than TikTok, for sure.
Faraji.
Real quick, Mutule Nkande, she's the CEO of AI for the People. You can find her on Twitter. But essentially, a nonprofit communications agency that's fighting for racial justice in tech. And one of the things that she said about TikTok is that they had issues last year with black content creators and how black content creators were expressing themselves. We got to know and recognize, just like Kelly said, that there are power in numbers. There are thousands of black content creators on TikTok. You don't need to have thousands of people to make a change. You could just get a couple of voices. The issue becomes whether we want to move away from that platform to create new platforms. Now, I know that there's some folks that out there that says, look, yeah, let's do that. But the issue is the general public. How much are we willing to get off of the mainstream and to create some alternative spaces that Black folks will be seen as equitable and that we can get our voices out there? Same way we here on RMU. You know what I mean? Instead of you just saying, oh, I just listen to CNN and everything, subscribe and make sure that you put your investment into spaces like Roland Martin. There has to be that same level of conversation. And I think that we need to bring those folks from AI for the People and other folks who are already involved in tech equity, that we bring them to the table and have those conversations. Say, y'all tell us, what do we need to do? Because at this point, folks are just looking at TikTok for the latest dance trend and changing clothes craze. At this point, we need to make some changes.
Well, and that's why one of the things that I have been saying to people is to download this app right here, Fanbase. We had Isaac Hayes III on the show. This is a Black-owned, Black-created social media app that actually allows for you to get paid, meaning the people who watch your videos, they can pay you directly. And so, folks, if you go to Fanbase, I'm actually on Fanbase. Support Fanbase as well. And so, you know, we should blow this up. We make, let me be real clear. We make, go ahead and leave it up. We make a lot of other people rich.